Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going better than fantastic and your journey to self-betterment is going better than fantastic as well. Today I wanted to make a video answering a question from a subscriber that asked about this topic a while ago. And thanks again for you reminding me about it. And for your support of this channel. I really do appreciate it. So many topics come up, and along with life, things sometimes don't happen as planned. But here we are. And this is a good question. I remember originally it was asked regarding being put on the spot by a narcissist or someone asking personal questions that really are none of their business to know. And how difficult it can be for especially us, those that were raised in a toxic home. A home with a narcissist parent or parents. Because we were trained to confess everything about what is going on in our lives and what we are doing. And share with our parents. And then sharing with everyone else. Things these people have no right to know about us and what is going on in our lives. Because here's the important thing to know. These people want to know these things about us so they can always stay ahead in keeping us under their control, so they can continue to get narcissistic supply out of us. Yes. They get a kick to see what they can get out of us today or tomorrow. But remember, narcissists are like their own intelligence gathering group. They like to get as much information as possible on you that they can get, in hopes there will be a nugget of information they can use against you, or to control you with in the future. And though narcissists have this weird sixth sense on how to stay ahead of people with how they control them, this is one of the ways they do it. So knowing this fact will hopefully keep you on your toes with in regards to people asking weird personal questions about you. They really have no right to know. And the only reason why they are asking is for future leverage. Also to learn more about you so they can tailor their narcissistic act and scam to what you are telling them. Here's the problem. And this goes to the point of the question. Narcissists look for vulnerable spots where they can ask you a question and it might make it awkward for you to not answer. Or so it seems. And what I mean by or so it seems. What I did is I watched people that didn't appear to be narcissists, but they appeared to be assertive at the same time. And I watched how a great many of them handled such things. Depending on the situation, a great amount of tact was used. Such as a smile. And then saying, "No one has ever asked me a question like that before. I guess the best answer I can give you is the answer is personal. Sorry. But that's the kind of information that I keep to myself." I've actually witnessed someone saying that to someone else. And I thought, that's really interesting. Then another person I know who's a little more direct, comically said, "Are you writing a book on me or what?" I realized something from both situations. Was the ability to be direct and properly assertive were missing in that area of my life. I can speak to people well. And appear to have it together. But it was this one area where I too struggled. And I will be honest with you, it's not perfect. However, the one thing that I'm able to do much better now is to slow things down. Without slowing things down, you might be tempted to just go with your first response, and that is to just answer the question. Or your second response is to get nervous and act in a nervous manner, calling into question more questions. What I realized is it's their problem, not yours. And when I started to provide more direct answers but at the same time polite answers, I was able to do it more often and more consistently to where it was a bit easier to do. Not perfect because I still stumble at times. But a little bit better. One place this is very difficult to do is at work. However, those two examples I witnessed were at work. Now the first instance of not answering under the grounds that it's personal but still being polite was more of what I started to mold my answers after. However, I admired the one person I know that asked, are they writing a book on them? But I also realized it might paint a target on their back. The best thing to do is, if you know someone is like this and you get a bad vibe from them, spend as little time with them as possible. No matter it be personal or professional. But no matter the setting. If they are asking weird questions that make you feel like your space is being invaded, it's usually not you. It's them. This is actually a trick of fraudsters and scammers trying to take your money or information to use for all kinds of things. They will get you to relax with an easy or fun question for you to answer. And they will get you used to answering questions. When you start answering these fun questions without thinking, they will start to ask you more personal questions, hoping you will just answer them just the same without hesitation, because a level of fake trust has been built. Online dating scammers do this. They might ask you what your nickname is or a fun fact about you. Then later on they might want to know what your address is. Well, telling someone your nickname might be harmless, but it might be information used in your security questions for your bank account. And then telling your address could lead to all kinds of problems. I knew someone that was in that boat. He met someone online that he thought was pretty nice. This person they met said they love to ask questions and learn about people, and that they are just curious. It first started off with fun fact questions and then went to what's your address? What's your date of birth, and weird stuff like that. Scammers use this tactic to get you to relax and to get used to answering their questions, so you might not give it a second thought when they start asking the heavy hitters. Well, this person I know told me that they had a weird feeling about the entire thing, and wanted to know what they should do. I said, back away slowly and don't answer any more of these questions. They did just that, and they haven't heard from this person online since. Narcissists are the same way. Here's what I bounce things off of. I have a few good friends that I've known and met in different phases of my life, and I have known them from many years. These people have never asked such weird questions ever of me. So why is this person over there doing so? People I've known for years have never and probably never will ask such questions. Yet this person over here that I've known for a few months is asking like a super information gatherer. All under the name of being curious. Please, 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 please don't believe that lame excuse. People ask weird questions that they ask because they are addicted to gathering data on people to use later. It's that simple. And when you understand that, you then can hopefully see you have many tools in your toolbox you can use. Such as a polite personal boundary. Then to humor. And then to just being stern. But the first tool to pull out is to slow things down. The other thing to know is, if you do these things as they may fit. If the questions keep coming and coming and coming, and there is no respect to you and your personal space, get an escape plan. No matter it be work, home, friends or family. If it's a friend that is doing this, distance yourself and be too busy to hang out. Eventually they will likely get the hint and move on to someone else. If it's work and they don't respect your boundaries, the sad fact is you might have to look for another job. And if it's family, just like in the friends situation, if you are too busy to hang out, eventually they will get the hint. However, in my experience, if this is done correctly and decently without blowing the narcissist's cover or creating a narcissistic injury in the narcissist, they might just leave you alone. However, you still might want to keep interactions to a minimum. I had someone at work actually do this to me. And I was firm yet polite with my personal information being something I don't just share. After that I did what I could to only work with people in my area that I felt a little better working with. It doesn't always work out like that. But in this case it did. I realized really quickly what they were and are. So I minimized interactions with them. But I was polite when I had to spend time with them. I remember them about ready to ask another weird personal question. And then they caught themselves. Likely on purpose now when I think back on it. And they said, "Oh, that's right. You don't like to share information about yourself." I replied, "Well, you are partially right. Some things I believe are personal and others I don't mind sharing. It all just depends. However, I have great friends that we don't sit and question each other. If we share, we share. If we don't, we don't. However, I understand. You're just curious. No harm done." Now the reality is, I know they aren't just curious. But I didn't want to create a narcissistic injury. There is no changing the narcissist. There is no fixing them. So there's no need to try. The best one can do is slip out of a situation. And not be made a target after the fact. However, the best thing you can do in any of these situations is to slow things down. That is the best default answer to give to most situations when dealing with a narcissist. Yes, there are times you have to act fast and react fast. But a good many times that's the trap they want you to fall into. And pausing for a moment and reacting slowly is most often best. I've also seen the firm and polite thing be used in the same way. I've seen where someone replied back, "What was your exact reason for asking me that question if you don't mind?" This put the burden back on the person asking. And it turned into an "oh well, I'm just curious" type answer. And the person that was originally asked said, "Well, I really do appreciate your curiosity, but that's something I keep personal to myself. I do hope you understand." And the subject was dropped. You have to start looking at your interactions with people like you are in the Matrix. You can slow down time and pause a moment. And you can catch whatever is flying by you. And do it in such a way where you aren't making yourself a target. And in some respects, you are looked at highly by others if it's in public for politely and decently standing your ground without causing other problems. Now I would like to know what others think on this matter. Have you used these techniques before? What things have you been successful with? I would like to know. And again, thank you for your question. It's much appreciated and a topic that we should revisit often, like many of these topics here, because we are always growing, learning and getting better. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.